What's up, YouTube? It's Onion Bomb here on Ascent Sports, and welcome back to my NFL 2019 record prediction series. Today, we're continuing it and coming down to it, doing the NFC West, being the Rams, the Seahawks, the Cardinals, and the 49ers. So, after this, we just have to do the NFC East, and then playoffs and Super Bowl, and we'll be done. So yeah, definitely think I will be done with these videos before the actual NFL season starts. I just want to, these be early predictions, so I don't want the season to already be started. Plus, I have other videos I want to do when the season starts, just the game prediction, week by week game predictions I want to do. So that's the reason why there. But let's get into it so I can get started. But before we do get into it, I just want to give the normal disclaimer that I hope you guys don't get mad at this. This is all my opinion, my prediction, and it doesn't even really matter what I have your team going. It's what matters is how these teams actually perform this season. So nothing to get too mad out. So hopefully you guys don't get too mad at me if you don't agree with me. It's okay to disagree, but when it gets to a point where it's hate, that's kind of that's kind of too much. But yeah, I know I keep saying that I've had a problem with that, but I actually haven't so far. But it's just always sensitive when it comes to sports talks, because no one likes hearing that their team is bad or bad talk on their team. So yeah, But without further ado, let me just keep having fun with these predictions, and let's get into the NFC West. Okay, so we're gonna start off with the lesser team this time, because I usually start off with the high hope teams. So I'm gonna start with the lesser team. I'm gonna start with the Arizona Cardinals. Kyler Murray, first overall pick, but them having the first overall pick means they didn't do too well, and they didn't. And I don't have much improvement, honestly. I have them at 4-12, so it's still pretty bad. Still bad. And I don't know. I just don't think they're gonna do any better than this. True, they do have good talent at times, but their offensive line isn't that good, and that's gonna do nothing for Kyler Murray. And it just doesn't seem like a good situation. I don't know about their coaching either right now, so I definitely have to see more. And to me, it's just not looking good. So yeah, only 4 wins, starting off with a loss to Detroit, then at Baltimore, then to Carolina. I do have them upsetting the Seahawks early on, and then I have them being Cincinnati, at Cincinnati. So back-to-back wins, but then, losing to the Falcons, losing to even the Giants, and of course losing to the Saints. But then I have them getting one on San Francisco, and then beating Tampa Bay. So both their wins are back to back, but they're shortly lived because back to San Francisco gets revenge and doesn't sweep. Doesn't get swept by the Cardinals, and then finishing off the year with Rams, Steelers, Browns, Seahawks, Rams again. That's tough. That's just tough. That's 5 L's right there. I know my favorite team, the Steelers. Some people that don't think that it could be that tough, and trust me, the Cardinals could definitely upset the Steelers, because the Steelers let stupid stuff like that happen every year. I swear, at least once. Trust me, as a Steelers fan, I know. And then I don't think they're gonna sweep Seattle. So yeah, of course, the Rams are definitely sweeping them, and I think the Browns are going to beat the Cardinals too. So yeah, I have them splitting with Seattle and the 49ers and getting swept by the Rams, and then beating the Bengals and the Buccaneers, and that goes to 4-12. I think that's a good record for them. Cardinals, I really do hope you guys rebuild and get back in it sometime soon. kind of, sort of, speaking of rebuilding, let's move on to the next team, the San Francisco 49ers, who I think are going to be back in it here very soon. It depends how Jimmy G plays this year after being injured all last season. A lot of people have high hopes for him. And he still had that really good last half of the season, I think 2017. So it is, interesting to see. Of course, they have Nick Bosa now. George Kittle was amazing tight end. And it just seems like they're getting better. And I have them at a pretty good record of 7-9 this year. Not there yet. Not, in playoff contention. But very close, like borderline. Almost like the Jets. Very similar to the Jets. But I actually have them starting off the year pretty good. Winning against the Buccaneers. Winning against the Bengals. And, that Steelers upset I talked about in the AFC North video, where the Steelers give up stupid games every year. I even just talked about that. It could be the Cardinals, but I think it's going to be to the 49ers. I do believe the Steelers should beat the 49ers, but I don't think they will. So I think, I'm going to go in the bye week, so I think, they're going to get, hyped up. The 3-0, the media is probably going to talk to them and kind of hype them up. Almost like the Bengals last year after they went 2-0. I think they're going to get hyped up, but then it's going to, okay, they're going to lose to the Browns, who, appear to be talented, and then lose to the Rams, which that's a way too. But then they're going to beat the Redskins and lose to the Panthers, and, lose to, Arizona, and then lose to Seattle. But then they're going to win Arizona, and I get swept by them. And I have them beating Green Bay. That one could go either way too. But then I have them losing to Baltimore, losing to the Saints, losing to the Falcons, and losing to the Rams, getting swept by them. And then I have them beating the Seahawks, just for that, one last, effort, one last punch to the divisional rival at the last week. Yeah. Maybe possible, probably not wild card, no, but yeah. So have hype, but just kind of fails and goes down, and yeah. I think, this year, this is going to be kind of like a building year, just, give players like Nick Bosa, just, a starting year, a rookie season, and, see if Jimmy G can be Jimmy G again. So, yeah, this team, I expect better things for next season, not this coming season, but I think 7-9 is pretty good for them right now. Alright, moving on to the divisional champs and the team that went to the Super Bowl last season, but lost to the New England Patriots, the Los Angeles Rams. And who did they lose? Ndamukong Suh. I don't think anyone else. They gained Clay Matthews. I don't see any regression with this team. I have another 13-3 season for this team. I believe that's what they went last year. Maybe they went 14-2. Or no, they went 12-4. It's not. I don't know. It doesn't matter what we're talking about what's coming up. I have them going 13-3 this season, starting off pretty good, winning at the Panthers, beating the Saints. That's gonna be a tough game. I got the home field though. Beating the Browns at the Browns. No matter how much hype the Browns have, I think they're gonna lose to the Rams. Beating the Buccaneers. I have them losing to the Seahawks at Seattle the first early on season, the game in the season, because Seattle played them pretty close both games last season, so I think they can get one this season. Then winning against the 49ers, the Falcons, the Bengals, same tiger-like animal. Then after bye week, I'm beating the Steelers. I do have them losing to Chicago. But then beating the Ravens, beating the Cardinals, beating the Seahawks. But I have them losing at Dallas. And then I have them beating the 49ers and the Arizona Cardinals to finish off the year. So, yeah, I have them just taking one L in their division to the Seahawks, splitting with them. I have them sweeping the 49ers and the Cardinals. And then for the 49ers, I have them splitting with the Cardinals, splitting with the Seahawks, and getting swept by the Rams. Sorry, sometimes I forget to. I like to have the divisional record, but I sometimes forget to say that. So yeah, 13-3. I think this team's gonna be still really good. Definitely possible Super Bowl return, maybe. Don't know. Definitely playoffs, and I have them winning this division. I know a lot of people are hyping up the Seahawks, and 13-3 is hard to beat. So I do have them win this division. I'll get to the Seahawks in a second here, but yeah, I just don't think this team regressed at all. I don't think they will. I think they're still gonna do good in the regular season. How they do in the playoffs, though, we'll have to see. As long as they play better than they did in the Super Bowl, at least their offense does, they'll be good. Okay, so next up, the last team in this division, the Seattle Seahawks, which pretty decent team. I believe they went to the playoffs last year as a wild card. I believe they could do it again. They have the potential, but I don't think they are. I think they're gonna just miss it. I have them at 8-8. A lot of people are hyping up this team and think they're going to the playoffs again. I think they're going to just miss it. I just have them slightly regressing. Why? Not too sure. Just, sometimes it just happens. You can't get those couple wins. But, yeah, I have them beating the Bengals week 1. I do have them losing to the Steelers at Pittsburgh. Losing to the Saints. Good team. Getting upset by the Cardinals early on. But them upsetting the Rams. And then beating the Browns. But then I have them losing to Baltimore. Losing to the Falcons, beating Tampa Bay, beating the 49ers, and then, coming back, losing to Philly on the road, beating Minnesota, losing to the Rams, beating Carolina, beating Arizona, but not quite getting that 9-7 record to possibly get into the playoffs with a wild card. Because they're going to fall to the 49ers. Just can't quite make it happen at the end of the season and lose to make it 8-8. Now, like I said, this is my prediction I'm not entirely comfortable with. I think they could do better than this, but I'm just going to go with this because this is how it turned out. They got some good teams to play. I think it's going to be relatively similar like this. Maybe they get another one. Maybe they don't get upset by the Cardinals, or maybe they upset a team here. Maybe it can go 9-7, 10-6. Maybe I don't know. It could, but I'm gonna stick with this 8-8. I think they're a good team. They're just borderline playoffs. Could be playoffs. I do have them splitting with each of their divisional opponents too. Splitting with the Rams, splitting with the Cardinals, and splitting with the 49ers. So if my explanations aren't always good, honestly, sometimes it's just a gut feeling thing, and like I said about me having fun, sometimes it's just part of the fun of it. Like sometimes you can't predict everything, so you just gotta try. Oh, all right. So that is my NFC West predictions. The winner of this division, playoff bound, I have the Los Angeles Rams at 13-3. In second place in the division, I have the Seattle Seahawks at 8-8. In third place, I have the San Francisco 49ers at 7-9. And then in last place, I have the Arizona Cardinals at 4-12. That is my prediction of the Rams going to the playoffs, and only the Seahawks having a chance at a wild card, and a very small one at that, So yeah, that's going to do it for me, guys. That's my prediction. Next time, we'll be doing the NFC East and finishing this all up, because that's going to be all the divisions, all 8 divisions. And then I'll be doing a playoff and Super Bowl one. And then, yeah, we'll get into the week-by-week game predictions as the NFL goes on when it's time for that. So, yeah. But for now, thank you guys so much for watching. Like or dislike, subscribe if you don't subscribe. No, it's always up to you. I'll see you guys in the next video you watch of me. Goodbye.